Ramble.
Thank you to Honey, Flex, Stitch Fix, and Chime for sponsoring this episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of You Can Sit With Us. My name is Maggie, and I'm joined by Becky.
Hi.
I'm also joined by the lovely Ariel.
Hello.
And the beautiful Rachel.
That's become our new intro.
Yes. Hi. Today we have another exciting episode for you. Last week we dove into a lot of listener questions via email. We only got to about, I want to say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But we went on a lot of tangents. So this week we're just going to continue on for some of the more interesting questions that we've received. So
and probably go on a lot more
tangents. Yay, tangents.
Dear You Can Sit With Us. I graduated from college last May, which is great, but now I have to start dressing not like a college student. Nike shorts and t-shirts. I'm really concerned about finding sustainable pieces and clothes without spending crazy amounts of money, which is made even more difficult when I'm looking at petite sizes because I'm only 5 feet tall. I hear ya. Where do y'all find your cute clothes without feeling like you're contributing to fast fashion? Any advice on dressing like a real adult would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance. Best, Maggie. I'm also Margaret, so hi, Maggie. You rock.
Oh. I'm going to excuse myself from this one because I feel like I don't dress well.
You look beautiful
you guys
today.
are so sweet. You're so sweet. But I look at all of your clothes and I think to myself, where did that come from?
I think you have a very easy, lovely style, Ariel. And you're always dressed appropriately for the occasion. You're always a little dressed up. I've never seen you looking schlubby.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, is it like a Southern thing?
You get dressed.
I get dressed.
You show up. You get dressed.
I also, I don't get dressed that often. And so when I do, I dress up.
You put time in.
Event.
Yeah.
An event.
Well, that's a very layered question, I think.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things going on.
Peel the onion, Becky.
Gotta peel the onion back. So one, the sustainability aspect, because I like to buy things that are made somewhat ethically if I can. There's certainly times that I absolutely do not. But I think the conversation around fast fashion is really interesting because obviously it does contribute to a ton of waste in the world, but also it's some of the most accessible clothing for people to be able to afford. So fast fashion back in the day was to help people find affordable work clothes, essentially.
Yep.
And then it kind of got co-opted by people just, hauls and wanting to do, lots and lots and lots of stuff. So I would say buying pieces that you really, really like. If you're going to shop somewhere that's quote unquote fast fashion, then just make sure it's something that's going to last for a long time. Everyone forgets the extra R in the reduce, reuse, recycle. Repair.
Yeah.
Try and repair things if you can.
So buying something that I love to divide the cost of something by number of times I'm going to wear it.
Cost per wear. Yeah, baby.
So spending more on a day dress that I wear to work and love makes me feel really good. I put on the weekends too, rather than a special occasion dress that I wear once or twice. To me, feels like it makes more sense. And I also think even if it's from a not sustainable brand, if you're going to wear it for the next 8 years, I was just realizing, I was just in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and one of the swimsuits I brought with me that I love, I realized I've had for 11 years. I think it's just made well, but I love it.
Yeah.
And there's no sign of it going anywhere. It's a perfect swimsuit. Yeah. So if you're going to wear it for that long, that's sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's worth the price, whatever it was, $75. That's worth the price because 11 years later, that's a swimsuit I always bring with me when I go on vacation.
Yeah. It's important to get things that you feel good in and you and that are made with materials that you enjoy wearing, because if you get something, that's made of polyester and you're just ugh, I have to wear, I hate this color. But I got it because it was trendy at the time and I needed it for XYZ. that is probably more fast fashion than, buying something from the same place.
I also really appreciate clothes that you can wash, even if you have to hand wash them, like being able to wash them and hang them to dry in my own house. I'm going to wear them a lot more than dry clean.
I'm the opposite. I'm a dry clean baby.
Are you really?
Wow.
My
You want
family-
to drop it off.
Yeah, well, my family's always like, I used to go with my mom all the time to the dry cleaner, and they were very like, if you buy something that's made with good materials, it should last you a very long time. So don't put it in your washer. And it's stuck with me. I have so many clothes that like, and there are things that like, the things that I'll take to the dry cleaner, I'll save up. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's usually like dresses or things that like aren't in my armpits or like, things like that.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the material.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm so hard. My entire family is so hard on their clothes. And I mean like my nuclear family, Ned, me,
You're talking about Wes?
and Finn. We are all so hard on our clothes. They get washed. Oh my goodness. Like probably like a pair of jeans that Ned wears or I wear, or like a shirt or shorts that Wes wears, like 3 times a week.
Whoa.
Getting washed. Oh yeah.
I don't wash
Yeah.
my jeans every single time. Yeah.
Stuff just gets
I
dirty.
don't wash my jeans. We've been here.
We've been over
We've
this.
done
We've been
we
over
did a
this.
laundry episode. Go back, guys. Go back.
Yeah, I have to wash my jeans because not because I get like a sweaty butt, which Ned does.
I do.
Okay, if you have a sweaty butt.
Yeah, no, but I just get
No shame here.
I just get stuff on my jeans. Like the kids' hands. I have a habit of wiping stuff on my own jeans.
I think I've seen you do that. You're like dining, you're just like
Slash Ariel.
I do it to myself. I'm a garbage human being, and I wipe my hands on my pants because I know I'm going to wash them, and I know that they're going to get dirty with other stuff, And so like half of my pants have like oil stains on them or something, and like this morning, for example, I put on 2 pairs of jeans before I put on this pair of jeans, and each of them had a like sort of an oily stain, and they were
TikTok will tell
freshly
you how
washed.
to remove that.
Thank God.
It's just some Dawn dish soap, baby.
That's what
Really?
they say.
Dawn dish soap.
or the other one is dry shampoo.
Like a scrubby? You scrub it?
I
Or
haven't
just
tried
put it on?
either.
I've done the Dawn dish soap before. You just a little bit of the Dawn, and you put it on like, I have a toothbrush for like cleaning weird things. And so I just take the little toothbrush, and then you rinse with cold water.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll
Good
help
to know.
take that little stain out.
Good to know.
You can also put it in the wash afterwards, but try spot washing. Try giving spot washing
try the
a
Dawn
try.
dish soap.
Yeah.
All my crew necks, like my light colored crew necks, just all have spots. And I've just kind of embraced those spots. I'm like, everyone's like, you got some spots. I was like, oh yeah, I got some coffee this morning, It's been there forever.
It's been there for 15 years.
Yeah.
Mags, where do you shop? Because you have very cute, trendy clothes.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I go to a mixture of places. I do vintage. I also do a little bit of fast fashion. I am guilty there. But a lot of the pieces I do try and pick. Like I really love jackets. And so Zach and I love to share jackets as well. This is actually his jacket.
love that about you guys.
And yeah, I like going out of town. Like whenever I'm out of town in a new city, I love going to their vintage stores because I feel like they have,
Right.
each city has like their own style and like people donating clothes. There's this street that I grew up going to quite often. It's in Long Beach. And it's just an entire street of vintage stores. And you can kind of,
That's cool.
it's fun. Yeah. I would go after the Long Beach flea market. We'd go there.
Yeah.
And it's super cute.
Yeah.
But where else have I gone? Sometimes when I don't want to look, like if I want something fast fashion-y, like something Zara-esque, sometimes I'll look at Pull & Bear, and it's more more Europeans will order from Pull & Bear.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Pull & Bear.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we all know where Maggie gets her clothes.
I haven't really done a big shopping haul recently though.
I know.
I don't know.
Because we've all been in sweatpants.
We've all been in
why
sweatpants. I
would
love
we?
my good
What's the
sweatpants.
point?
Yeah.
I did buy 2 new pairs of sweatpants this year.
Yeah.
was a good
There's a
time.
good sustainable brand that I buy sweatpants from that I really like, and they last forever. I can wash them indefinitely and they're still holding up.
What's the brand?
Mate the Label. They had a really
Mate the
big
Label.
sale that I got 2 sweatpants from. Yeah.
And Becky, you've dabbled in the capsule wardrobe. correct?
I tried to do a capsule and it just didn't work.
Okay,
Really?
what didn't work? Because I was just telling someone recently that I need a uniform to take the stress out of getting ready. Like I just need a uniform so I know every day what I'm going into, what my options are, instead of being like, this doesn't fit anymore after a year of pandemic. Where are my pants?
We all shop online, and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online. They range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Honey's gonna scour the internet for any coupon it can find. If Honey finds a working coupon, you're gonna save some money, baby. We were ordering pizza the other night. Honey popped in, we found a promo code and saved $10. How sweet is that? Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/sitwithus. That's joinhoney.com/sitwithus.
That's a real problem.
On like researching, like, okay, what do you do with this capsule wardrobe? How am I going to do it? Blah, 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 blah.
So what is a capsule wardrobe?
So capsule wardrobe is where you have like, I think it's like 35-ish pieces that can all be interchanged and work together. So that when you wake up in the morning, it's not as hardcore as being like a Steve Jobs and wearing, or the Theranos lady and just wearing the exact same outfit every day. You have a little bit more variation, but all of those pieces can work together.
Right.
So if you're ever like, I don't have anything to wear, you do. There's something that you can make work. I would say it's easier if you're, one, very thin, because that's most of the clothes that
Things are made for you.
Most of the clothes are made for you. So you don't have to shop around quite as much. And then if you, like, I have sensory issues. So like wearing things that are like too tight in certain places or certain fabrics, or like, I don't like wearing clothes that have tags on them, like the back tags. So like finding that was very difficult just because I had so many stipulations. I'm also very sweaty, so I don't like anything in my armpits. I like everything to be very open.
Yep.
So I went for my own kind of capsule wardrobe, which is now just dresses.
Is there a
just
blueprint
summer dresses
out there where it's like you should have this many pants and like
you can Google. People make like charts, and they'll tell you essentially like what you should have, like 5 t-shirts, 6 button downs, 3 jackets, 3 pairs of shoes. But they're usually pretty like neutral, I would say. They also do, some people do color palettes, which is like a similar way to do a capsule wardrobe, but you can buy more. So it's, you pick what your colors are.
Yeah.
So I feel like, Ariel, you kind of do that already because you like very similar colors.
Absolutely. My color palette is black, stripes, blue, and sometimes white. Like, that's
so you pick
about
like your
it.
primary colors, and then you pick the secondary ones that you can kind of like mix and match. But it's
And
all
then you've got
essentially
some fun like golds and yellows that show up.
I throw those in. I'm mostly, so I do not gravitate towards color just naturally. Like I would not wear a colorful shirt in my daily life. I have bought all those clothes because of being on camera. Because I know, because you're not supposed to wear like stripes on camera. You're not supposed to wear white or black. So my only option was blue. Well, I mean, this is only half on camera, right? And so all the colors that I own, I look through my closet and I'm like, I got that for a video. I got that for a video. I got that for a video. It's they're all for videos. And I do feel like it's sort of like informed the way that I dress. You know, I'll look at my clothes and kind of be like, oh, well, yeah, I'll wear a colorful shirt to dinner tonight because I own it, you know, but my comfort zone is a black shirt with jeans. Absolutely. And it is kind of like a uniform.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how you built your wardrobes when you came out of college though? Do you like remember that transition?
Yeah. Did you guys buy suits?
Absolutely. Well, I go to work in pajamas, so that kind of takes out the making decisions on what I'm supposed to wear throughout the week, which is great. I hated uniforms in Catholic school, but when I became a nurse, I'm like, awesome, another thing that I don't have to think about.
Basically, what I want my work uniform to be.
Yeah.
You should just have different dresses and
I feel like your
in all
work
the
uniform is
primary
all the
colors.
time.
It is kind of dresses.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it changing much. But I still think that I dress similarly that I did in college. Like there's some days where I'm in full sweats. There's some days that I'm in leggings and a sweater. There's some days where I'm in dresses. And
I think anytime you're doing something new that's cost prohibitive, like for me, it was when we moved into our house and suddenly we had like a big kitchen. And I wanted all these kind of kitchen appliances and stuff, is to just do it one thing at a time. You know, like if you have an interview, go get an outfit for the interview. If you have an internship, buy like 4 tops that can go with the pants you bought for the interview and cycle through them, just to do it kind of slowly.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason to go out and do like a haul. You know, you don't need to go out and buy 4 suits because A, it's going to be very expensive, and B, you know, you're not going to wear them all at the same time. You can always mix and match, you know, and you may find that the job that you get doesn't even need a suit.
That's
you know?
true.
And I have for like events and things like that, I have rented where I like, I want to wear this really nice dress, but I don't think I'm going to keep wearing it. So let me just try and the renting
for
thing.
special occasions, renting or borrowing dresses, the best.
Yeah. I used to do renting too.
Also, word to the wise people, you can wear the same pants 5 days a week and no one will care.
No one will notice.
Yeah, you totally can. Unless you're on a podcast where you do double recording sometimes, and then you have to bring 2 outfits to keep the illusion up.
You could wear the same
Rachel.
pants with 2 different tops.
I'm
though,
pretty
if you
sure I've
wanted.
worn, I just switched the top.
I just switched the top.
Yeah.
I just mean if you bought one good pair of work pants and you're just really not trying to spend a lot of money you don't have because you're searching for a job out of college, you could wear those pants 5 days a week as needed.
Do you guys have a favorite pair of like just very flattering kind of professional black pants? Because I feel like that is the, like that was the number one thing that I needed when I graduated from college and went into like a professional setting. So I worked as an interior designer with like a company, you know, and we dressed nicely every day. And I remember going to my interview for this company and I really, really wanted, I have pictures in my phone actually of me taking like, cause I wasn't with, like Ned was in Chicago at the time and I was in LA. And so I was taking pictures of my outfits and like, is this kind of trendy enough, but also like professional enough for this interview? And I ended up wearing I ended up wearing a suit to the interview, but it was a more like avant-garde suit. You know, it was like Ann Taylor, I think, or something like that.
You know, my avant-garde suit.
You know, but it had like a different cut, and it didn't like the sleeves went to like my elbow instead of all the way down. You know, it wasn't like a Banana Republic suit. It was like a sort of a different type of suit. And I just remember thinking that like that was awesome, and that this was really gonna be the thing. And I've never worn that suit again. I've never worn it again. But I felt great in my interview. You know,
California is funny though. We don't dress up here.
No, we don't.
People don't. I mean, maybe people at some legal firms or something do, but on the whole, it's very casual.
It's very casual. Like even I've seen a lot lately the suit, like the blazer tops with like very cute shorts. That's
I want that.
I do too.
I'm dying to get matching like linen blazer and shorts.
That's be a good
That'd be
work outfit.
so
So cute.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Let's go shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll all get different
I'm in.
colors.
I'll get different colors. Or like
We can have a you can sit with us uniform, so we don't have to think so much about what we're gonna wear.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
We just wear a uniform every day.
Yeah.
You can never tell when we've recorded the podcast.
Ever.
Secrets. Also, if the AC doesn't come on, the uniform can be a swimsuit.
It's gonna be a bathing suit any day now.
It's hot girl summer, y'all. Good luck, Maggie. You got
Good
this.
luck, Maggie.
One
Just
piece
buy
at a
things
time.
One piece
Oh,
at a time.
but where I
Buy the
was
things
going-
you love.
Get yourself a pair of flattering black pants.
Yeah.
That you're very comfortable wearing. Because
For job interviews
yeah,
and stuff.
black pants go with everything. You can wear a t-shirt with black pants and you look put together.
True. So if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know we're all fans of menstrual cups here. We ditched the tampons long ago for a more eco-friendly option, and that's why we love Flex. Flex is innovating period care with products that are body safe, made for comfort, and made to keep you moving. There's the Flex Disc, which is a one-time use menstrual disc that fits perfectly inside your body. It can be worn for up to 12 hours and holds as much flow as 3 super tampons. It's unlike any other period product you've seen before. Personally, I'm obsessed with the Flex Cup. I love that it's low waste and that I can leave it in for up to 12 hours. There's no running to the bathroom to check and see if my tampon's leaking. So say goodbye to cramps, put sex back on the table, and lend Mother Nature a hand. Go to flexfits.com/sitwithus and use code SITWITHUS for 20% off Flex Disc Starter Kits or 10% off your first Flex Cup, plus free US shipping. That's code SITWITHUS at flex, F-L-E-X, fits.com/sitwithus.
Hello. I'm writing for advice concerning supporting friends with kids without feeling so alone. My closest friends both have families now, and I adore their children. I believe you're called the most beloved auntie in the world. That's just my saying that. However, I'm feeling isolated because I don't have children of my own, and I'm child-free by choice, and it's impossible to get them to connect or have a conversation that doesn't revolve around pregnancy, kids, the pregnancies of people we barely know, etc. I'm happy to listen and share and support them, but I'm feeling really alone without support from them. Do you guys, because we're half and half, we have kids, you don't have kids. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from and have any advice as to how to navigate communicating that I'm feeling isolated and unsupported while still maintaining that I want to hear about their kids? There are lots of resources for mamas out there, but nothing really for women who are child-free by choice and find themselves feeling alone. Thanks.
Good question.
That's
a great question.
Yeah.
Gosh, friendships take work, don't they?
They
Even
do.
adult friendships take effort and work.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start with that one? I mean, we can speak from our. Well, okay, so Ned and I had kids when before many of our friends, and so my kids are very much a part of my life and a part of Ned's life. It's like a joke that parenting is sort of a part of our personalities now, and so I am very aware of talking about my kids and especially with people who don't have kids. And so what I would say to her is the easiest thing for me is if somebody just says to me hey, let's talk about something else, or because then it's okay. But if the person is very interested in my kids, I can talk about them all day long. I can talk about pregnancy all day long. I can talk about my kids. I can talk about, just being a mom. Yeah. And if somebody encourages that, then I will continue because that is what I have to talk about, but I can be a different, I can talk about other things too. And so it's really, I think it's probably just a matter of telling your friends hey, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about this,
I wonder if you guys have felt like you've lost any friends to parenthood, people you're not as close with since they became parents.
All my pregnant friends other than you guys are in Illinois, so we became distant by literal distance.
Literal distance.
Yeah.
But I would say, I get where she's coming from. I think I've had sort of a different experience because I love talking about my friends' kids. Sometimes I'm I just like turning my brain off and talking about something that I literally don't even have to think about. I'm I can just sit here and be look at this cute fucking child.
I know.
And I could do that for hours. But the thing that I do feel makes me feel distant from my friends is, let's say I say, I'm so tired. The follow-up of just wait till you're pregnant. Just wait till you have kids.
God.
And I'm okay, so if I never have kids, my tiredness is not valid ever
Yeah.
to you. So I can see where she's coming from in that regard, but I would also agree, like, you just have to, if they're really your friends, you have to say something.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey man, I don't like, I've said it to my friends before where I've been like, it makes me feel really invalidated when you say like, just wait till you have kids or just wait till you're pregnant. Like, it's fine, but it just feels invalidating.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
you didn't hear me.
My feelings are valid too.
Yeah.
Like,
And whenever I've said that, it's been like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it that way. My bad. I think, it's more of a like, oh yeah, thank you. I didn't realize what I was doing when I said it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, actually it's important to remind, as somebody who's been on the other side of that, it's important to remind your mom friends that like, hey, like my feelings are valid too. Like just because I don't have the experience that you have, like doesn't mean things aren't hard for me or that I don't have enough time in the day or, it's like just because you have kids doesn't make your life more important. I don't know.
Or just because your life is really hard right now doesn't mean that my life isn't hard for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think she is saying though that she does want to hear about her friends' kids. She just wants her friends who are moms to reach out to her more, to support her more, and to be interested in her life as well. Yeah. She's interested in their kids, but she wants a two-way street.
Yeah.
I think some of the best friendship I have with people are just like the common interest that you're so interested in that person's life and vice versa. So maybe if, reach out. You don't even have to, you can let them know, like after you've been talking about their kids for a long time, you can maybe inform them and update them on what's going on in her life personally and see like where the conversation goes. Cause maybe they just start talking about their kids and that's what they're so used to. Because being a mother and raising a family is work and it becomes like your whole entire life, especially if you don't have outside help. So I could see how that becomes the center of the conversation very easily.
Yeah. I definitely think there are parts of motherhood where you just feel like you're barely getting through.
Right.
Early motherhood, when you first go back to work, if you do, where you're like, oh, texting my friends for fun, that's not fun. That's just like, there are definitely times in my life where someone texting me and my needing to respond is another level of like work. Or like, I remember bringing the babies to meet some friends of mine at the park and they were like, could you stop and grab these sandwiches on the way? And I was like, I have to take the kids out of the car seats and put them in the stroller and bring the stroller down and put them back. And I already need to feed them again in an hour. So that's going to add 20 minutes. I have to park and do it. And like, I was just like, oh my God.
That's a lot.
No, can you go get them? You don't have kids in the car with you. Anyways, just stuff like that where you feel like, oh, I can't. But not all of parenthood is like that. And if you want to continue your friendship, I think you have to sit them down at some point and be like, you never call me or text me. I only text you.
Yeah.
And I know you're busy with the kids and I want to hear about that. But like, I just want to have a more active, engaged friendship. Those conversations are hard to bring up, but like, that's what it takes sometimes.
Yeah.
And you might lose some friends, like I'm not like like for some people that can be really hard to hear. And maybe they don't have the capacity to be the like instigator of plans and things like that, and so so it may be that, the friend says, well, I just don't have the capacity to do that. So if you want to keep going out to lunch, then you're going to have
schedule it.
But
having that conversation and really like hearing each other, that's friendship. Like that's a lifelong friendship to me. So you have, even if what you have to say is, I'm just not in a chapter of my life right now where I can do that, or I can think to do that. Then maybe you have to hear that and be like, okay, it's temporary, but I can do the majority of the reaching out. And it's hard to navigate frienships.
It is.
Yeah. Especially through life stages and how
they ebb and flow, and that's okay. Like, having a friend who maybe you haven't talked to in a while, don't feel bad about that. Just reach out, see if it's still the same friendship.
Yeah.
I will say that it is, it's nice to be able to vent about your kids sometimes. So thank you to all the people who listen.
Okay. My question involved meeting your significant other's family. I've been with my person for more than a year, but I still get crazy nervous around his family. What are some of your tips for meeting your significant other's family and easing the nerves? Thanks so much. It is nerve-wracking to meet your significant other's family, especially for the first time.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of pressure, especially if you're like deeply in love and you're like, this could be my person. This is it. You really want to like, you want them to like you.
I was so nervous the first time I met Zach's family.
Really?
I met his mom and his sister and his grandmother for the first time when they flew out to LA. And Zach's mom wanted to do something special for Grammy, and she lives out here. And so she booked a little sunset cruise, and I have horrible motion sickness. And I thought that I had grown out of it.
You have to take Dramamine.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, oh, that's something I kind of dealt with when I was like 11. I'm in my 20s now. It's fine. So we get on the boat, and it was like, I don't think it was that big of swells, but I think I'm just
motion
sensitive.
of the ocean.
But the very first time I met the three of them, I had to go to the bottom of this tiny little boat, and I was just, yeah. And that same day, I'm lactose intolerant. I decided to have McConnell's ice cream because it's delicious.
No.
And it just was not sitting well. So I was just vomiting ice cream, and they only had clear bags on the boat, and Zach was like holding on to the bag.
Oh my God.
So bad. It was mortifying. Luckily, it ended up working out, but that was one of their first memories they had of me. And I was like, so nice to meet you. But I ended up having to sit at the tip of the bow of the boat.
Yeah.
With Zach. And yeah, it was bad.
Oh,
I had to be really antisocial that first meet.
I'm so sorry.
But don't be nervous. Like after that, it was just like they were family because we had just had that experience together.
Yeah.
Bonding.
Yeah.
And that's part of it is, something that I learned later is that if your partner is very if you and your partner are in it for like the long haul, or if you're very interested in each other, and like their family cares about that, they're also going to be nervous to meet you, because they're going to want you to like them too.
Yeah.
It's not a one-way street where you have to impress the mother-in-law, or you have to be the like perfect person for them. Like they want you to like them as well. So they're going to be nervous too. And so the fact that like you had this mortifying experience probably bonded you guys like even more, because they were nervous too. And they're like, oh, we have like, Maggie's so funny. We have to take care of her. She's,
oh my gosh.
It sat with me for, how
we laugh about it now, but it sat with me for so long because I was like, oh my God, they're never going to like me. What kind of first impression was that?
And they probably love you even more, you know, because it was such a bonding experience.
Yeah, for sure.
But of course you're going to be nervous, because also times that you meet the in-laws are usually around like holidays. So these big, they wanted to do something nice for grandma. So it's like this big deal where they go on a sunset cruise or something like that.
Of course you felt like you couldn't say no.
Yeah. Right. I was like, I'll be there.
Yeah. Or like Christmas, or, like around the holidays where maybe you have to get somebody a gift or something like that. And you're so stressed out about it.
Shopping for clothes can be daunting. You never know if things will fit, returns are difficult, and you don't even know what store to start with. This summer, let Stitch Fix do all the hard work. Stitch Fix offers clothing hand-selected by expert stylists for your unique style, size, and budget. It's a completely different and fun way to find clothes that you will love to wear. Every piece is chosen for your fit and your life, and it's the easy solution to finding what makes you look and feel your best. Try on pieces at home before you buy, keep your favorites, and send back the rest. Stitch Fix has free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and a prepaid return envelope is included. There's no subscription required. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for women, men, and kids. They ship all over the US and are available in the UK as well. Get started today at stitchfix.com/sitwithus. You'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your Fix. That's stitchfix.com/sitwithus for 25% off when you keep everything in your Fix. stitchfix.com/sitwithus.
Becky, do you remember meeting Keith's parents for the first time?
Yeah, it was just they were in the suburbs. I like parents. I've always been good with parents.
I bet parents
wasn't
like good with
nervous.
people.
I'm very good with people who are older than me, like much older.
Mm-hmm.
So I
You're like,
it felt bad that I couldn't relate to that question. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I really wasn't nervous. I get more nervous meeting like friends and people that are like my age than I get meeting someone's parent.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't know Becky, she is
A parent's dream.
just so good with people.
yeah.
do you think it comes from like just being like working in a service industry where you're just around people all the time?
Probably. Yeah.
I think I also just being Midwestern. You're
I had,
just
to be,
so
I had to be
friendly.
nice to people for money, you
You're
know?
so friendly.
It just kind of became like the back of your head. Got really good at just smiling.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can't trust that smile.
No.
And what about meeting Ned's parents? Do you remember that?
Oh, I was very nervous.
You were also, like,
extremely nervous. I was young.
18.
I was young and I didn't meet them until we had gotten engaged. And
Oh, wow.
That's right.
and I they thought that we were too young. And so it already was off on like this, sort of weird foot where I felt like I was in a situation for them not to like me because we had made a choice together as young people, me and Ned, that we were gonna do this with our lives, and so I felt like they were just in my head. I don't think this happened, but like in my head, they were looking for something to not like, and that can be really difficult.
So Jenny, they're nervous to meet you too.
Yeah, they are equally.
They are. And you're going to be fine.
You can do fine.
And I think you should just rely on your partner to make that situation as smooth as possible for you.
yeah, let them know that you're nervous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your person should be doing the work for the family and for you.
Yeah.
Wait, but what about Watts' family? We didn't hear from Rachel.
Watts's parents are very lovely. They're very Midwestern, so they're very welcoming and open. And I went home with him to go to this big family wedding. Watts has a really tiny family, and so there was only going to be one more wedding besides ours, but we didn't know about that yet. And I went to it. So I met all of them at once. I made this funny faux pas, which he abandoned me immediately to like go be a part of the grooms for the day. And I was just sort of like following his mom around. And I knew I was meeting his sister and his cousin, but I got them mixed up. So when she brought me downstairs where all the bridesmaids were getting ready and everything, like, why am I there? I don't know anyone. And she introduced me to his sister. I was like, oh, thank you so much for letting me come to the wedding. It wasn't her wedding. It was his cousin's wedding.
Oh, no.
And then when she introduced me to the bride, I was like, oh, hey, how are you? I like mixed them up. And then later when Nicole put on her wedding dress, I was like, oh, shit. Right. Whoopsie. All right. My name is Allie and I am 13 years old. I absolutely love your podcast. It makes me feel like I'm listening and chatting with an older sister of friends. I was wondering if you guys have ever struggled with communication, like asking for help, telling information, showing emotion, sharing an opinion. It's something I struggle with and I would love any tips you have.
It makes me start to think back to like, when I was 13 and what that was like. But then talking about communication now is a little bit different because I feel like most of my trouble with communication is like with the public, like trying to communicate thoughts and feelings without them getting misconstrued, is that maybe what she wants to talk
With
about
the
or
public? I don't know. I feel like when I was 13, I was incredibly shy to like ask people not at like my school or my family for help or directions or like if my mom was like ever, oh, go pay for this while I pump gas or something, I'd be like, no,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do
Or ordering
that.
food at a restaurant. I was
Yeah.
like, nope.
Or
No,
ordering
please
food.
order
You do
for
it.
me.
You do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even asking questions in class, sometimes I would wait till we started working on our assignment and I'd quietly raise my hand or I'd like go to the teacher's desk because I was always nervous that I was going to ask a dumb question.
Yeah.
I had literal trouble communicating when I was little because I had such bad speech impediments. So that was like very stressful as a kid because you're trying to get what, you're trying to be heard. And I love talking, but like every, and really every word had a letter that I couldn't say because I couldn't say, I had a lisp and I had a lateral jaw thrust. So I couldn't say CH, SH, J, G, any
then
of
you were worried
those.
that you were going to be like not even understood when you did talk.
Yeah. And like when you're little, you're doing like, imagine the I pledge allegiance.
Oh.
The entire, that whole first part, you're like, I can't say any of that. I literally can't say it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so stressful.
Yeah. I think it did. It stresses kids out. I don't know if she has a speech impediment, but
Sounds like no. But she wants to communicate. I just think when you're little, that confidence really isn't there. And 13 is still little. I know the world would say 13-year-olds are like grown-ups, but they're really not.
no.
And you're constantly comparing yourself to other people as well. I have a very vivid memory of being in middle school, and my friend Carol, who is still one of my very, very best friends. She is extremely outgoing. It still is and was when we were in middle school. And she's so good with people. She always had like just people would flock to her, friends, boys. I mean, she was just so good at everything. And still is. I mean, she's
Great friend to have in middle school.
She's like just a cool person. But yeah, we met in elementary school, so like we grew up together, and so I've always been very introverted and she's always been very extroverted. And there were times when I relied on her to communicate for me. And then there were times that I would think to myself, like, why can't I be more like Carol? Like, why am I too shy to raise my hand to answer a question that I know the answer to? Why can't I go talk to this boy? Why don't I have a boyfriend? Why can this person do this and I cannot, And so it wasn't until I realized that there was nothing wrong with the way that I approached the world. It was just different from the way that she did, And so there's nothing wrong with being quiet or being shy. It could be that you are just comparing yourself to somebody else who's a little bit more outgoing, or it just comes a little bit easier for them. Yeah. Shout out to Carol.
Shout out to Carol.
Truly,
Good at
like
everything.
one of my best friends, still, and I haven't seen her for years. It's just it's one of those friends that you see them and it's exactly the same,
The best.
Hot take. Your bank account should work with you, not against you. You know what I'm saying? Chime is an award-winning app and debit card with no hidden fees or monthly minimums. I love that. You earn that money. You deserve to keep it. You get free overdraft on over $200 in debit purchases with SpotMe. It's like overdraft protection, but way, way better. Get your paycheck, benefits, stimulus check, and tax return up to 2 days earlier with direct deposit. No hidden fees or monthly minimums, plus 38,000 fee-free ATMs with MoneyPass and Visa Plus Alliance. Join the millions on Chime. Sign up takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Apply now at chime.com/sitwithus. That's chime.com/sitwithus. Chime is a financial technology company. Banking services provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank, N.A., members FDIC. Eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Overdrafts only apply to debit card purchases. Limit starts at $20 and may be increased by up to $200 by Chime. Early direct deposit depends on the payer. Out-of-network cash withdrawal fees apply. Third-party and cash deposit fees may apply. Go to chime.com/sitwithus for details.
Okay. My name is Natalie. I'm 19 years old, and I was born and raised Catholic, and I'm an ally. I was never told that being queer was a sin, in quotes, until I was a teen. But when I was a child, I realized that people were being ostracized and straight up attacked because of their sexual orientation, and I knew that it was wrong. To this day, I firmly believe that being queer isn't a sin. Absolutely, it is not. And I'm still actively Catholic. I know so many Catholic youth who agree with me too. I posted about it, and I was told by an older lady that I was less Catholic than her because I believe that. Don't worry, I definitely gave her a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
I know that Becky and Maggie, I think, were raised Catholic, and I wanted to know if you guys have faced anything like that too. And I hope you have a great whatever time of day. So cute.
So polite.
So it's a really great 11 a.m.
Whatever time of day.
Yeah.
Love that. Let's see. I grew up, or I went to school for 12 years at Catholic school. My sister is gay. And I know it just kind of gave her a lot of shame and doubt, and it took a lot longer for her to come out because of it. So seeing her go through that, and like we had debates in religion class where we would talk about certain issues that we were passionate about. And it was my sister's favorite thing to do, to get in front of the class and do the rebuttals. And there would be people that would go against her and like try and she was never outwardly open until she graduated college. I don't want to like totally poo-poo on my school because of it, but there were some certain instructors that were just would tear people apart and make them feel shameful for certain issues, like abortion. Abortion was another one that people would do debates on, and it would get pretty heated in the classroom. How about you, Becky? What was your experience?
So I didn't go to Catholic school, but we had this thing called CCD.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it stands for, but it was Wednesday nights, and we had to go. It was like religion class, basically. And I think definitely going to that was like the first time that I was like, what the hell is going on here? Because I was raised Catholic, which my mom was too. And my dad was raised Mormon, and he's not practicing anymore. But I knew those things, right? I knew my dad had been a Mormon before or followed the Mormon religion before. And in CCD, I was like in 3rd grade or 4th grade. And they were like, by the way, only Catholics go to heaven. And I was like,
huh?
What?
Excuse me?
What? And I remember being like very upset. And I know my mom was like pretty mad about it too, because she was like, why don't you tell a child that? Like,
Right.
what's wrong with you? So yeah, I think that's where I started to get, because I'm pretty vocally like anti-organized religion. I think it's been too weaponized for political gain, that it's so intertwined. And people will, I have a lot of people in my life that are single issue voters, and like, I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but like, screw you, man. If you are a single issue voter and you're voting for someone who's going to take away someone else's rights just because you don't believe someone can have an abortion or should have abortions, like, you might be a bad person. And by might, I mean, you're a bad person. You are a bad person. You should not. It's so messed up that people will take religion and weaponize it in this way, when there are other ways that it can be so beautiful for people and so like helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree that like
I get heated up. I get fired up about it.
Religion.
I can't even. I have so many problems with religion that I can't even get into it, because I'll just be like raging against the machine.
Yeah.
I also do not believe in organized religion at all.
Yeah.
And it was shoved down my throat as a kid, and I find the whole thing very hypocritical.
Yeah, but it can be so helpful for people. Like I've known people who have lost people, and that's a very big comfort for them to like, believe in heaven or whatnot. There are also people that I know that have like thought about killing themselves because, they're gay or they're sorry. It makes me so emotional. It's just so fucked up that somebody would tell the things that they probably told your sister. It's messed up. You shouldn't tell kids that. And to hide behind religion and weaponize it in that way, it's
wrong.
like, there's probably kids listening to the podcast right now that feel like they can't be themselves, or that their parents won't love them, or it has actually happened to them, that their parents have kicked them out or told them that they're unlovable because they're queer or gay or whatever it is. So it just really Gets me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not okay.
Me going.
Yeah. And like the amount of moral like dilemmas that I've had and she's had just from all of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, those should have never been placed on her to begin with. There's no moral dilemma to being queer. There shouldn't be, because we should have a world where that is absolutely one of the acceptance across all. The people should have the moral dilemma are the ones tearing kids apart in a classroom for making them debate their opinions.
Yeah.
That's fucking evil.
It's tough though, because it's so interwoven with our politics, with our just life in general. Like,
You don't
imagine if
think-
a president was like, I'm not religious.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
He won't, there's no
you won't
separation
win.
of church and state. There really isn't.
It's a fallacy these days. Because of how it's been weaponized.
Yes.
I think
But
there could be a world where, we separate them and it all works out. But then I think churches would have to pay taxes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
have to pay taxes.
I'm just saying I don't think you should get PPE loans and not pay taxes.
Yeah.
When there
Agreed.
are small businesses that do pay taxes and didn't
Agreed.
get the loans.
Agreed.
But this is all new. This has gone from religion to now.
I know.
Well, I mean, they go back and forth because they're so intertwined.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are a lot of people who get a lot of good out of religion, but there are so many ways that it has been weaponized that it has become something that is so negative to so many people.
Yeah.
Good on that writer inner gal to stand up to a person who told her,
Yeah.
that she was less Catholic than she was.
You're
Like,
not less Catholic.
Yeah.
you're if you believe that God loves everyone, then you're doing it. You're being a better Catholic than she is.
And also,
Old woman.
the thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is when like I think it's great for someone to get a lot out of religion and to feel very spiritual, and maybe you have a great like social network at your church or something like that. But when you take that and then try to like make somebody else feel bad because they don't have that, that's when it becomes really it kind of makes me a little bit angry, because it's like, well, now you're taking something that is beautiful for you, and making it really hurtful to somebody else. And you're sort of making something that is good and something that is bad, and now it is, you've made a nothing.
The piece where they're like, oh, you have to believe what I believe or you're going to hell is highly problematic.
Yeah. And even just in this story, like she's trying to be somebody of faith, you know, and now here's somebody who says that she's not good enough. That's not okay. Like you can't bring people down like that. Like somebody who is like, you just have to support people that are trying. I don't know. I'm just trying to put myself in her position. And like, what would I say if I were in that position? I would say like, I can be as Catholic as I want.
Yeah.
You know?
It sounds like she kind of took care of it. She was
She
like,
did.
gave her a piece
Seriously.
of my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, way to go. What do you need our help for? You're crushing
You
it.
don't need our help.
You don't need our help. You crushed it. Do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Believe what you want to believe. And
Yes.
if someone's going to come after that and tell you you're not a good person because you love everyone, they maybe need to look in a mirror.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, we answered almost all the questions, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you guys wrote a lot of questions, but
we just pulled
picked
out a choice few.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just grabbed a couple.
Yeah. But like we said, deep questions that you guys are throwing at us here. So we're trying to, give it back.
Yeah.
And I think we managed that.
We did our best. We did our best.
We're trying.
Well, guys,
We're trying.
thanks so much for listening. I think the key takeaway from this week is just be kind to one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love you, Maggie.
I love you all.
And
Thank
I love
you so
Becky.
much.
And I
so
love
much.
you,
I love
Rachel.
you.
Oh,
That's where I was going with that. I was going to give all of you love.
Just me.
Just Maggie. Just
We love you, Maggie.
I love you, Maggie.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks again for listening.
Bye.
Bye.